Another Northwest Iowa community damaged by flooding nearly 2 years ago is receiving millions of dollars in federal funding for repairs to its infrastructure. The Department of Homeland Security says the city of Cherokee will receive a $3.8 million grant from FEMA. The money is to fund repairs to a lift station damaged in flooding of June of 2024. As part of a hazard mitigation plan included in the grant, the city will prevent future damage by relocating the station out of the floodplain, building new sewer mains, and replacing manhole covers. Iowa Senator Chuck Grassley celebrating the grant award, saying, after years of hard work and effort, it's good to see these funds flowing to repair the Cherokee lift station and support the people of Northwest Iowa. In the Senate, I'll keep working to ensure our state gets the funding needed to invest in our communities and rebuild after tragedy strikes.